Have you ever dreamed of having your own telemedicine practice, but you feel stuck in your full-time job? Well, in today's video, I'm going to break down how you can slowly transition from an employed type of position into running and having your own telemedicine practice. There's a nice sort of gentle transition that I recommend, and I'm going to go through 5 key points that you want to consider as you start out down the path of having your own telemedicine practice in a sort of part-time capacity that may flourish hopefully into a more full-time capacity when the timing is right. Hi, I'm Dr. Annie DePasquale, the founder and CEO of Collaborating Docs. We help NPs and PAs find fabulous collaborating physicians. And today's topic is all about starting your own telemedicine practice in a part-time capacity and some of the things to really consider when doing that. Why telemedicine? Well, ever since COVID, most especially, telemedicine has become a very accepted setting for practicing medicine. And thank goodness it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Patients became very accustomed to being able to get their care in this very easily accessible, quick, efficient sort of manner from the comfort and safety of home. So things are not going back fully to how they were. Telemed is here to stay. And it's also a really great business model for starting on your own because of the lower overhead. You don't need an office, you don't need a full staff, you don't need to worry about furniture and supplies and equipment. So it's definitely a route I recommend thoroughly. So let me start breaking down some of the key points that I recommend you consider when starting this. First of all, assess your current situation. So what currently are you doing career-wise? What's your sort of availability, your external responsibilities? Where could you fit in something in your current life additionally? So if you are working from sun up to sundown and every evening you have a million other things you have to do, this probably is not a great time to go down this path. But if you work part-time or already, or perhaps things are lightening up at work, or you're looking to scale back, you can find kind of the nooks and crannies of your week of when could you put the time in first to build this telemed practice, and then second, actually run it. So I would say you need at a bare minimum, probably 5 to 10 hours a week excess time to put into this. Second of all, you want to set clear goals. What are you trying to get out of it? How much income are you hoping to get from it over time? And what is that time? Do you want to be profitable after 2 to 3 months? Or can you wait 6 months or 9 months? And what level of that income would be acceptable to you? Only you can really answer those questions. So, look at your finances, your budgeting, and see what it would take to make this work. I see so many people go down this path just expecting to make lots of money, but it's not quite like that. I mean, it is definitely possible to make money, but you want to consider, how much time, effort, and investment it's going to go in, and what'll make you feel like you really accomplished your goal. I think it's very critical to have that sort of business plan in mind that includes the financial desires that you've set for yourself. The third thing to consider are legal and regulatory considerations. The telemedicine space changes quite a lot with what an NP or a PA or a physician can do over telemedicine. So make sure you consult your state regulatory bodies for what you are allowed to do. And then also make sure with HIPAA that you're staying compliant with patient data and those sort of considerations as well. They're very state dependent, so you definitely want to keep an eye on them because these rules change a lot as well. Fourth would be the technology and tools needed to get going. So obviously you will need some sort of EMR or EHR where you're going to securely, as we just mentioned with HIPAA, save your patient data. Does this include an element of, some EHRs are quite expansive and include things like helping with billing and coding. So, it's not a one size fits all. You may get the soup to nuts with everything, or a very, very basic thing. You also might want to consider there are a lot of platforms out there where you can kind of put your telemedicine shingle up, and they help bring you patients. They help with certain aspects of practice management for a fee, usually. So you may want to consider, do you want to be on a platform like Sesame Care, or Grow Therapy, or Alma, or Headway? There are many out there. There are pros and cons to doing those, and it's sort of it's a personal preference sort of situation. If you want to be 100% solely doing everything on your own, or if you'd prefer to be on a platform that does help with certain parts of getting going. So the last consideration is really, how do you plan to balance both of your jobs? If I highly recommend slowly building up your telemed practice. You're not going to have a full schedule of excited patients to see you right away. It is for pretty much everybody starting out. It's going to be a gradual uptick as people learn about you, see good reviews about you, marketing about your practice. It takes time. So hold on to that day job that pays the bills and creep in your telemed in those nooks and crannies of your day and week. And then hopefully you will see where the tipping point hits, that, okay, now I'm making enough income from this, I can actually scale back at my day job. That is the hope for everyone. For everyone looking to do that. You may say, I just want to do telemed 2 nights a week just for some wham, walking around money. And that's okay too. Everyone, back to the second step, everyone has their own goals. So in conclusion, it is a really fabulous time to start a telemedicine practice. I do recommend starting it on a smaller scale and grow it with time, so you can balance your finances by having steady employment as you do this. And I definitely recommend that you consider, your situation. What are your goals? Make sure you know the legalities of your state, get the tools that you need to be successful, and then figure out how you're going to balance doing so many things all at once to not make yourself be too fried. Don't wear yourself too thin. Make sure you still have a balance with family and friends and social time. As a serial entrepreneur, I know, going down the entrepreneurial path is definitely exhausting, and it will take a lot of stamina and a lot of grit, and you may need to give up TV time and some social things. And for a period, I think that's fine to get things going, but you will want to find a better balance. No one can go 150% all the time for years and years on end, at least in my experience. So, in summary, we do have a telemedicine course that, if you're interested, it's a self-serve modules online that you go through, and it teaches you everything A to Z of how to have your own telemedicine practice and run it efficiently and scale it. So whether you're just starting, it's helpful, or even if you're already running your own, it does have a lot of helpful advice about marketing and branding and growing your patient panel. So we'll put a link below to that, but I wish you great luck. It's the most invigorating thing to start your own entrepreneurial journey, and I wish you great success as you do so. Take care.